ready to take that bold step to, spend the rest of your life with the person. We've all been there before. Please share your thoughts. Kindly send your text messages to our WhatsApp number 0548841039. 0548841039. Our WhatsApp number. Send your WhatsApp messages 0548841039. Our social media handles at hits1039. We're live on Facebook right now with these beautiful ladies I have with me, Vagina. And then Noella Karen Yale in the building.
I'm here by accident, actually.
Kenny.
I didn't want to go, but
I will fight you right now. Like the way I was doing the hands, I was throwing hands in the distance. Hey, madam. Biggie, it's okay. Let's say
come and carry me.
Regina, let me start with you.
Yeah.
What would you do if you take your boy home? You're feeling the love. He's proposed and everything. It's time. You feel the proposal coming. Then you take it home and your parents say, nah. What would you do?
Nah.
Yes, my dear.
I always say, if my parents would have known about the guy earlier, I don't think that I would get to that bottom. And like I always say, when you are into a relationship or you want to go out with someone, at least when you guys start to know yourself from the earlier stage, the next thing you guys need to do, is to show yourself or introduce yourself to your parents.
Really?
Yes.
You think it's a good move?
Yes, I think it's a good move, because this is why right now our person is facing this issue right now. And I'm thinking that if he would have done that earlier, I don't think that
you would have gotten to this point.
Yes. And also, if the parents would have known the lady earlier, they would have thought, okay, I think this lady is beautiful, but we don't think that you need to continue this relationship. So you can look elsewhere. That would make you be on the safer side. So I think we need to do that. We need to open up to our parents.
You know how taking that step of introducing your girlfriend or your boyfriend to your parents, that's a big step.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it at the very beginning, wouldn't it make the person feel like, oh my God, he's ready for a relationship, like he's ready to make this serious and stuff like that, and they start pretending or something?
Yes. So when a guy or a lady does that, you need to ask yourself, why is the guy doing this at this early stage? One, just to know you better, or maybe for any issues that might come later.
Yeah.
So to me, I think when the guy does that or when the lady does that, it's not a bad move. Okay. It's a good move.
Okay.
Because we don't want to end up being in a bad relationship that we would end up regretting the time that we've wasted. And relationship, it's a long journey, even though they said marriages, but relationship too, some people date for so many years before they get married. So when it's done earlier, I think it's the best opinion to me. Yeah.
Okay. I like where you're coming from. Yeah, for, when you said for issues that will come up, like, you're put in a relationship and somebody gets pregnant, then we all know that, you've been hanging out with Arnold, so it's,
By a name, no. Like, they'll be like, we don't know
him
lady.
like that.
We've know that you are moving out with this lady, but we don't know her.
Yeah, then later on, they'll say it could be anybody. So I get that. That's like some old school move, but it's always good to do that. Noella, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with her. Oftentimes, these issues, it's hard for it to come up on the lady's side. It's more
on the gentleman's
side, and that's because women, we like to open up to our mothers, especially when you meet a guy and you really feel like, okay, this is the guy, or I'm really feeling this guy and I see a future in there. You start talking about him to your mom. You would show pictures, you would show videos, you would tell your mom all the things that this guy does for you. And oftentimes, if the woman or your mom of the mom is not feeling the guy, the lady will tell the guy and would even help him on the things to do for her mom to get accepted.
Yeah. True.
So I mean, it hardly happens. But when it comes to the men, and I have to stress on that because they are conflicted. I know the men, they are listening.
Oh yeah, they have weird eyes at you right
usually now. They're very conflicted on which woman to choose. They're probably dating 2 or 3 ladies.
And their mothers always know.
Exactly. Some of them know. Sometimes they don't. They don't actually. They're dating 3 ladies. And, in the name of testing waters.
Yeah.
So it's a competition. Whoever who's able to withstand the suffering and the pressure, then I'm going to send that lady to the altar. So it is at the very dire minutes that these men will take this girl to the house.
Yeah.
And then if you go and the guy's mother looks into the eniase of the girl and doesn't like the impe that she sees, then there's an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. This morning I posted something on my Snap. I was sleeping. Ahomachi. Me too woman down so be a daddy. Go car. Me said yes. Because when I'm just me neighbor, but stay be near from your window side and say it will quiet outside.
Outside the building.
Oh, a gentleman standing in the middle of a residential street, shouting on his phone, talking to his in-law, complaining about what has happened or what has conspired between him and the wife. Apparently, he had done something.
Wait. I thought it was inside, but he was on the street.
Outside on the streets, bro. I said, bro, sis.
You are gang.
gang. Right? And so apparently he had done something, and the lady had tolerated it to a point where she had just packed her things and left the house. Yeah. And she was speaking to the lady's mother. And for me, aside the problems that he's facing, it tells a lot about how accepting the lady's mother is.
For her to even call her that time in the morning.
Do you understand? Yeah. Because they were having a conversation, and the woman is actually advising
the young
man, which is a good sign. Listen, oftentimes they say, it is not my family you're marrying me. If you're a woman and you're taken to your in-laws' house, na say, Bema no ne mami on pewasem. Sister ketwa kechi crown pewasem, I do not marry the guy. Because especially if the guy is rich, sister, you'd have a miserable marriage. And you would never have peace. If sometimes even when a man marries a woman whose family isn't as accepting of him, oftentimes over the years the guy would grow on the family. Do you understand? Because the woman would do a lot of talking to them, would sacrifice and show them all the good sides they have to see. The family would have to see about the man for the family to be accepting of the guy over the time or over the years. But when it happens the other way around, trust me, do not get into that marriage, because it's not going to work. It's never going to work, because like I said, especially if the guy has money, their perception is Oba Bedi Biako.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That you're a gold digger.
Yeah, and no matter the persuasion, the guy would tell you that, oh, listen, I'm the one marrying you, so look to me. Bruh, it can never happen. Girl, listen to me and listen good. It will never happen, because unless the mommy dies, God forbid, or who doesn't like you. And normally when one person of the family doesn't like you, she's going to go on a campaign to get everyone against you. And woe betides you if the person who doesn't like you is the mother, the matriarch of the house. You're dead. So yeah, it's sad, but if your husband to be's family, they don't like you, girl. And that is why, again, like how the guys do, dating 2-3 women at a go. Sis, I'm not saying that but a word to the wise.
It's in the mic.
Thank you very much.
But this is a very serious issue, and it happens most of the time. Like one of the callers said, he was able to tell. He mentioned, and Akwisi was saying that his his older brothers it was a tribal thing for him. His older brothers had gone into the same place, and then it didn't work out for the two. So he went to the same tribe, and the parents weren't so convinced about it. And he was able to tell them that, okay, get to know the person for yourself. And like he said, that was history. And for what Noella is saying, I've heard stories, and people have physically told me that Charlie, and up to date, and we split.
Sometimes I say, well, you know, Nisubai. right? Nasa ne mame wo subaya. Otimi boama we waware ne bejina.
Because sometimes
You
the
know?
mother speaks to the
Do you
girl and
understand?
turns her around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes the other way around, when it's the man, Charlie, it's
sad.
yeah.
And most of the
death
time,
on arrival.
we the women, our mothers are always they want to make sure that the relationship is well kept, like
Yeah.
it's prolonged. You
Yeah.
don't end up losing the relationship.
Especially
Yeah.
if the lady's mother takes a liking to the man.
No, even you, the daughter,
Oh
you
my
end
God.
up being. You feel like you are
Yeah,
an
an
in-law.
outcast. Yeah,
Yes.
because she's going to, because this woman probably knows you're the daughter, knows you very well, and knows maybe how hard Jane.
Yes.
And knows this guy and also knows his character traits, must have studied him and everything. So anything that would really help the marriage stand
Yeah.
She picks
as an
a side.
in-law,
Yeah.
she will.
Yeah, and then
but Charlie, the other, it's so when you listen, if you're going to marry a man and the man's mother loves you,
thank
That's
you.
a good sign.
Hey.
Yes.
you don't know what you found.
And with what you're saying, with the ladies out there who have mothers-in-law that actually are kind and good to you,
Yeah.
you don't know what you have.
Yeah.
Hold on to them, treat them well with
Yeah.
respect and love, because
Yeah.
it's not easy to get a mother-in-law
Yeah.
that would approve of you, show you the tricks, the ins and outs, have conversations about her son
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That means she must love you deeply, and
Yeah.
you should treat them with respect
So
and kindness.
for me, I concern it's some people would see it as desperation.
Nope.
But if I see a future with you, I am very particular about your mom. I'm always asking about your mom. I need to meet your mom.
You need to
I
have a
need
good
to-
relationship
and-
with her.
of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
because I want to and I'll treat your mother or concern myself with the issues of your mother like the way I concern myself with the issues of my mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe even more, because it's crucial
Pertinent.
that you have a good relationship with the mother of your would-be husband.
Yes,
It's crucial.
Very, very important. So with this
agree.
one, I don't know, for someone
Not
that-
even the parents, not even the fathers. The father, my money, almost say me
Oh, your father is
man,
yeah. Because the mother can influence the
Yeah.
gentleman's father
Yeah.
to not like you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And the same mothers are the ones who influence them.
Dr. Pals keeps
The-
calling
the
me, and
sons
he knows
too.
I'm on air. I don't know why. Pals, you want to talk on air or something?
Maybe
Because
we
he
should
keeps
call
calling
him.
me. Yeah.
Maybe we should call him. But the thing is, if you were you and your parents said no, would you decide that okay, then I'll step back or break up the relationship?
Yes.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Is it fear of your parents or?
No, it's because maybe they might see something that I can't see because they are old. So I know probably they know something that I don't know.
Yeah.
And since they are trying to tell me to back off or like they are trying to prevent it, I have to obey. Because if you don't obey, then at the end of the day, asimsia, they won't even like to get involved, and that's you'll be left alone.
But what if sometimes our parents are always aren't right.
Yeah.
They goof sometimes.
But
They
you
make
see,
mistakes.
that thing, yeah, you have to be a very intelligent person to know how to deal
With
with
the
them.
parents.
Because you see, as much as they are wrong, they are right in their head.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you think you would tell them that would change what they are thinking. So you're the child, and you know us in our
yeah.
traditional society.
We are kola.
Even for you to, bring it to the attention that perhaps they could be wrong, you must first accept they are right. And in accepting they are right, find an intelligent way to now express
Yourself.
to them in a respectful manner. Because if you do it like they are wrong, you are the one who is right. Hey, I know my rights. I'm afraid I know my rights in Manibi.
Yeah,
They
they might even end up neglecting you.
Exactly.
and
they'll work against you, and you're going to win. You
Yeah.
will lose, you know.
And we're not looking for that in a relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whichever way, understanding what we're all saying is the fact that no matter what, your parents have a say.
Yes.
And it's very important to have them because you need their blessing, because
Yeah.
they're the one who brought you into it. They're the
Yeah.
channel through which you came. So you
Yeah.
need them one way or the other.
And oftentimes, so let me just put this out there. How a man treats their parents or treats their mom is evidence of how, not all of them, but some of them, is evidence of how they would treat you. Sometimes even how they treat their domestic staff is very evidence of how you will be treated, because domestic staff, these are people he has lived with for a long period of time. The mom is a clear example. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's important you look out for it. I mean, this is, by the way, it's not part of the conversation, but I'm just saying, and looking out for a good man to marry, these kind of things, you should look at it. How they treat people who contributes to his life, but not directly.
Yeah, indirectly.
Indirectly. Yeah. Yeah.
But before I bring the messages in and we wrap up, if you were on the other side where your guy takes you to see the family and the family saying no, how would you react, Regina?
Okay, first I would be disappointed, but I would also lean to.
Would you let go?
Yes, because since your parents don't like me, Charlie, so I have to obey their decision and respect it, and then yes, it's difficult
for me. I will be curious. I won't. I don't think disappointment is the first emotion I'd feel. I'd be curious. I'm like, okay, why don't they like me? Is there a reason why they don't like me? Because sometimes the reasons could be petty. Do you understand? So if there's a reason behind she not liking me, and I want to say she because it's mostly the mothers-in-law that are the problems. So if there's a genuine reason, and I feel like that reason can be fixed, and if I fix it, it would create a better relationship between us, why not? I will explore that, because I want to also, this is a man I have dated for God knows how long. If it's something I can fix and have it moving on, cool. But if it's beyond, just for nothing's sake, and there are people like that. They will say your spirit does not click with your spirit. So if you're that kind of person, that means me call cry gold and here hang cry the year what had ya be on the wedding day at the mawa so that one day I'd let it go. But if it's, those one or two petty reasons, or by going shame and I'm away the crowd and back kitchen or to honum now crossing the night, oh ma, wait a minute, sorry if I check me. And then I'll do it a couple of times to see the response. If it's a good response, well, good. If not, I'll let it go.
I get you, girls. I get you on this one. Let me go to X and read some of the messages. Mirage Boy says that's the end. And Francis Kelly says, I will ask what's the problem and fix it up to save my relationship. Greetings to my sweet girlfriend Belinda. Ikuya Champon. Good afternoon, my beautiful people. Ad Young Wally says, reaffirm your love if you're committed to your partner. Reassure them of your love and dedication. Relationships involve growth, understanding, and compromise. Approach the situation with empathy and confidence. Okay, let me go on to our text message. Ubuntu Milady says, disapproving means no show, so I let that partner go without fighting with my parents, because I'm a testimony of this. I so loved the lady that I didn't want to leave, but in the end, I chopped breakfast with my wedding things gone. Fala. Oh, guy, wow. Sorry about that one. That's why I see why you are. I don't care. Roland Ebodonko says, meaning they are indirectly forcing me to be a player because they will always reject my teammates. Hey. Kambasi says, Fideli says, allow her to go home, then ask my family the reason for their stand. Next move after their response is heard. Promise Key says, this one is for critical thinking individuals. I will find out their reasons before taking any decisions. For me, I know the type of woman my parents can't disapprove of because they taught me morals. I would say I am promiscuous. Okay. Prince Mensa says, you need to ask their reason or reasons as to why they disapprove of your relationship. I've been a victim before, but it ended up that my dad was right. A similar case happened to my friend. Immediately, he introduced a lady to his mom. The mom said, no, most of our parents see what we cannot see in our friends or partners. Ohene Kojo Beko says, I think the only lady my parents would approve of is someone they actually don't want to be with. So if I feel I don't want to continue a relationship without tragically breaking your heart, I will use my parents. We go meet them for the first time and then they disapprove. And Melo Zeddy says, sometimes it's good to stay single until your parents get worried. They will accept anything you take as a wife. Is that true? Sylvester Kobe Chelsea says, we will continue until they approve. Oh wow. Dignity Gospel says, I won't involve them in my marriage issue again. Miami King says, we will have to talk about it. Kwesi Yankoma says, just keep praying. Neil Q says either a new partner or adopt a new family. Gilmore PAC Oheneba says I will still marry her. God's institution, not God's institution. Not my parents.
She won't marry you.
Okay. Yao said he says reason for disapproval first. If it's something I could significantly testify to, then there's a chance to let go. Otherwise, would have to have a striking line. Regardless, don't ever discount everything they may have said, but utmost responsibility lies with you to investigate and prove why it needs to be this or that. David actually says if it's not witchcraft, it's of genuine reasons. Please, let's just go. Let go, though it's painful. Agbovi says disapprove of what? Who disapprove of their own? Did I choose them as my parents or they chose? Surely the relationship will continue. Okay. Adam for past says it ends there. I don't need any explanation for their disapproval. Dela says Edina Maheto says, what are the grounds of disapproval? Unless the lady doesn't respect, I won't allow it. I won't accept disapproval based on tribe or work.
So there's something that one of the listeners said that I feel like I need to speak to.
Which one?
The one where he says if the parents, the guy, I think it's a guy who says, even if the parents disapprove, he's still going to go ahead and marry the lady. If I were the lady in his life, I wouldn't still marry him.
Oh, no.
Because you see, there's a blessing that you get from your parents when you're going to marry. You cannot undermine that blessing.
Never.
And no matter what, you're coming from them. I don't know the kind of, now people have, disjointed relationships with their parents and all, but whatever it is, when it comes to the issue of marriage, it's sometimes prudent you listen to your parents.
Very.
And you get your blessings. So do not undermine that and say that who disapproves of their own they're your parents. So yeah,
it makes sense. Someone says he would not accept disapprovals based on tribe or the job the person does. Nicholas J says I will break up with her. Isaac Aye says leave her immediately to go home and inquire the reason. From there the next session or decision will be taken. Thank you. Nyakwabana Adepa Enim says this is no news. 4 years back I experienced the situation. I was disapproved based on my tribe. Wow. The tribal thing, if it's you were in the situation, Regina, and the mom says, no, I don't like it because she's fancy. I don't like it because she's gone.
And oftentimes, it's a personal experience they've had with a certain girl, man, or lady.
Would you also walk away, or you try and fight?
You know what? Now, so the secret thing I'll share to you on this platform is that my late dad, he did tell us, because he had 3 ladies. I'm the second. He did tell us that, we are Khans, so I don't want you marrying from like a Ga, an Ewe, and then also the Hausas.
Yeah.
But other religions or tribe, he's okay with them. So I have this at the back of my head. And when I was in high school, I met someone who was a Muslim. He wanted to have something to do. I was like, Charlie, I can't do this.
Arrival.
Yes, I can't do this with you because if my dad is supposed to know
but
this.
That's also very unfair. It's unfair because you see, and it's something that's why I don't like close-minded adults.
Yeah.
I like open-minded people because you see your experiences, even as my mom, may not be my experience. Maybe you had along the line you had met someone who treated you bad. That's just one out of the many. What if the person who you're telling me, based on your experience, are telling me to let go of the person because of his or her tribe? What if that person is actually whom I'm supposed to be with? And because of you're making me pay for something I know nothing about, I have nothing to do with, it's important that as parents we allow our kids also chart their own path and stop
getting in the way
or stop imposing our experiences on them. Because they obiara on it, obiara on a lack, obiara on a destiny. Do you understand? So I don't know your dad, but probably Yeah, you said he's late.
Yes, he's
Oh,
late.
sorry.
So you can move on.
Yes, I've moved on. And even
God.
growing up, I've learned a lot, which
Yeah.
I felt like,
Yeah.
no, this is like a big
It's wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm open.
And because of our
Yeah.
blind loyalty to our parents,
Yeah.
whatever it is that they've been through,
Yeah.
maybe your
'Cause
father
you
is
don't wanna
fighting with the
disrespect
neighbor.
them.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't even know what the fight is
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
That thing, I've had to learn it the hard way. Sometimes even it has to do with family. When someone comes to complain about my mom, I'm like, please, I'm the child in this. This is grown up stuff. Please keep me out of it. Deal with her.
Yeah.
I beg you. You
Yeah.
know, if you treat it that way, it'll be better.
Yeah.
You don't always have to stand behind your parents. Yeah, give them support, but behind the scenes,
from a distance.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one, ladies. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you,
And I thank the ladies and gentlemen that sent us their messages. My name is Najee Dogu. Thank you so much for joining us on Candid. Big shouts going out to Betway. You know, with Betway, you get way more, right? That's why you should try the Fly X that comes with Win Boost and it's exclusive at betway.com. If you haven't tried it yet, what are you waiting for? It's the first time ever Betway has introduced a Win Boost feature with a brand new game. And you could get up to 300% more than any other game out there. So that means if you have won 500 Ghana cedis, you could win up to 1,000 Ghana cedis. And if it's 1,000 that you won, it could go up to 3,000 Ghana cedis. So the question is again, what are you waiting for? Play Fly X or Win Boost. Exclusive to betway.com. Bet responsibly, 18 years and above. Terms and conditions apply. Betway, get way more.